Hi, second grade. The last 2 days, we've been reading a story about Ruby Bridges. Today, we are going to use this story to help us work on one of our reading skills. The skill that we're going to work on today with this text is to be able to explain key details in an image. The pictures in a story can often tell us a lot more information about the story, so it's important that we make sure that we really look at them closely and think about what they tell us about what's happening in the plot as well as with the characters. So the first step in doing this is to think about what is the gist of the text? What's the big idea of the story that we're reading? The next step is to think about what part of the text does the picture connect to. Step 3 is to look closely at the picture details, almost like a detective. We really want to study the pictures and think about what details we're learning from them. And step 4 is to explain what the picture helps you understand. So I am going to model doing this before you try to do it on your own. The question that I'm going to work on answering is, what does the picture on pages 11 through 12 help you understand about Ruby Bridges? What details make you think that? So I'm going to use the picture to figure out what I can learn about Ruby Bridges in the picture. So I'm really going to be focusing on her and what she's doing in the picture on this page. So I'm going to go through my steps. The first step is to think, okay, what is the gist of the text? So we've read this story the past 2 days. We know what the big idea of the text is. We know that the gist is that Ruby was sent to a white school because it was against the law to have separate schools for Black and white children. Angry white people gathered outside to protest Ruby going to school. And Ruby was the only student in her class. And even though the crowd protested for months every time Ruby walked to school, she stopped and prayed for them every day. So that's the gist and the big idea of the story. So now I need to think about this page. What part of the text does this picture connect to? Well, this picture is showing me about the protests, the people who were protesting Ruby going to school, and the angry mob of white people that were standing outside school each day when Ruby was trying to walk to school. So I'm going to look closely at the details in the picture, and I know that my question is specifically asking about Ruby. So I'm really going to focus on what Ruby is doing in this picture. So I see Ruby looks very focused. She's looking ahead to go to the school. She doesn't really seem to be paying much attention to all of the angry people that are around her. And I see the marshals that are there also to protect her. So I can see in the picture that there's a lot going on and that this could be a really scary situation. But Ruby looks like she's being very brave. She's looking straight ahead. So now I'm going to use that to help me answer the question and explain what the picture helps me understand about Ruby. So I'm going to say that the picture on pages 11 through 12 helps me understand that Ruby Bridges was brave. I know that because she is looking straight ahead, even with all of the angry people yelling at her. So now it's going to be your turn. You're going to look at a different picture in the text and you're going to answer questions about that picture on this Google form. So the picture you're going to be looking at is on pages 19 through 20. I actually put the picture on the Google form, so you should be able to use that to help you. And you're going to use the same steps that I walked through to help you answer the question.